Why is immediately after you've done a reset with your leadership team the ideal time to do strategic planning? So I just got off the phone with a colleague of mine, and we were talking through the last few years of his work in an organization, and he was sharing how most of it, when he arrived to the organization, kind of a classic story, there was some work to do, right? The leadership team wasn't functioning very well. You would maybe even call it toxic. And he spent the last few years really working to cultivate a new norm on their team, changing expectations, coming up with new agreements, changing practices, implementing new policies, putting in structures that support this, doing education, like all of the things to really reset the leadership team and ripple out those new ways of being into the greater team. So a lot of work, really committed, and guess what? Success, right? The whole team is reset and they're functioning really well. The new structures and systems are working really well. Cruising. So why is this the right time to think about doing strategic planning? Well, obviously when a team is in a bad place, especially a leadership team is in a bad place, you need to deal with that first before doing strategic planning. So you wouldn't want to have started it already. So yes, we're done with the toxicity. We're in a nice, good team zone, and that's a good time to do strategic planning. But why is the transition from that work actually the time to think about doing strategic planning? Well, once you've reset a team, they need some direction to move as a team. And if you've done all this work to kind of reset the structure, systems, norms, and have a healthy functioning team, but the team doesn't have a shared direction to point to together, what can happen is we sort of just start coasting and sort of almost languishing in our team dynamic. And oftentimes the people on the leadership team who have responsibilities for their own departments or areas of expertise start hyper-focusing on their specific priorities instead of having a shared goal for the organization as a whole, for the leadership team as a whole. And that can actually backtrack you in your team development and create some resource hoarding or protective actions or behaviors between leadership team members. So once you've reset with your team, don't just do nothing. You're not just going to coast. That's an ideal time to set a shared direction for the future of the organization as a whole that the team can together work toward. Anyway, food for thought.